Now, this here does have me worried because this is interstate, which should be intercountry, but they're saying that they're pulling now from other states. Now, this really, because again, people from other states would have less compassion for people in state. If you feel me, it's almost like foreign troops. But we'll let it go.
To learn that the Ohio State Patrol is on its way to Minnesota. OSHP confirmed they did get a request from the governor and the Minnesota State Patrol to provide assistance here in Minnesota. So
kind of fucked up his words.
Contingency of Ohio troopers. No word on how many troopers or resources they're going to be.
Now I'm gonna say this: how are they? Now they're gonna obviously be deputized, but they don't have. Technically, they don't have any police power here. Now, again, they will be deputized. They'll have to do some type of temporary order because, like, I talked to a cop before, and this cop told me that Minnesota cops can arrest people in anywhere in the state. I don't believe her. I don't believe her. Generally, you only have countywide. If you're part of a city, you only have citywide. But how would they have jurisdiction? And I remember asking that a cop here. She said, I have statewide jurisdiction, which I know is a lie. I know is a lie. That's impossible. The only people that have state jurisdiction work for the state, not local cops. But let's continue.
Or when they'll get here.
Daunte Wright's death is highlighting a conversation about traffic stops in our country. Here in Minnesota, lawmakers are considering a bill that would make some big...
Now, this is the only thing of any bill or law that would make sense. Stop European motherfuckers from stopping melanated people. That's the only thing that's going to make sense. Make it illegal for a European person to stop a melanated person. That's what the push should be. And if I have to put that spell out there, this is a spell. Stop you European motherfuckers from stopping melanated motherfuckers. Nothing less. That should be the national push. Let me repeat this. Stop European motherfuckers from stopping melanated motherfuckers and nothing less.
In traffic stops, getting pulled over because you have a headlight out, expired license tabs, or something hanging from your rearview mirror could soon be a thing of the past. Our Jay Coles explains why lawmakers are considering these changes and why opponents are expressing concerns.
State lawmakers who support these proposed changes say initial stops for a burned out headlight or...
Now that building you just saw was the government building. It's on a giant goddamn mound. As I mentioned before, it's a big Catholic church in that big building on mounds.
An expired license tab, tinted windows, or even something hanging from a rearview mirror disproportionately affect racial minorities.
From the Stanford Open Policing Project is that in St. Paul, that black drivers are more than 3 times more.
We ain't 3-1 in the population, but we 3-1 in getting stopped. That's why nothing less than European motherfuckers should be against the law. Now, you just gave these Asians $50 million. Put some money into making these European motherfuckers stop stopping motherfucking melanated motherfuckers. None less.
To be pulled over than white drivers.
Did they find most of those stops?
Ain't no whites, it's Europeans.
Because of these things that we're talking about?
Well, I mean, many of them are, and of course, like the high-profile ones that we're very aware of, and obviously the reason why we're bringing this forward now. I believe when after Philando Castile was killed, we
look at this 666 shit you see now. It's 909 and 5 equals 9, and you got all this 666 shit going right here. You see that shit? 909, 45, that's another 9, that's 666 with the 44.
He had been pulled over, 50 times.
That's interesting because the actual number they put, and I rounded it off to 50 to make it, in 10 years, Castile was supposedly stopped 5 times a year. He was stopped 100 times in 10 years, 5 times, or 50 times in 10 years. Which was about 5 times a year. Yeah, 50 times in 10 years. Yeah, about 5 times a year for 10 years. So, you see,
Jamie Becker Finn also is a Hennepin County prosecutor who sponsored this amendment to the Public Safety Budget and Reform Bill. I asked her what this would mean if both headlights, both taillights, or even brake lights were burned out.
You couldn't pull somebody.
Now, let me get this straight, too. I'm going to say this. We want nothing less than nothing. I don't care if a motherfucker drunk off his ass, you call a melanated person and let them come get him. Because it's already by the Supreme Court that corporate police are not there to save people. You are not there to save people. You are there to protect property. That's what you're there for. So if a drunk motherfucking melanated person is driving under any circumstances, no way they should be able to stop us anymore. No way. Under no circumstances. I don't care if a motherfucker robbed a bank, call a melanated person. It should be stopped.
Or if it was just one headlight that was out, but if there were no headlights operational at all, then yes, that could be a reason.
But how often do they lie about that? See, it should be, they shouldn't stop melanated people at all. I mean, if anybody wants to join any initiative, is stopping European police, corporate police, state police, sheriffs, federal police, all these motherfuckers from stopping melanated people. They should not be able to stop you in a car.
You know, when it colors into that area.
Colors into that. See, she's saying you driving at night. No, because they'll lie. You're doing the same thing they did during Reconstruction. Well, you're not a slave unless we arrest them and put them in our system, and then they can be slaves. You see the double talk?
Being actually potentially more dangerous, then yes, someone could be pulled over.
I'm saying under no circumstance whatsoever. No circumstance should a European be able, it's past that time. And you could almost look at it as like, I don't know if war is the proper word, but it's like an attack. And I know it's a lot of emotionalism going in this, but it's really like you get pulled over, it's a part of an attack. For them, it's an attack. It's a money generator in the least. And to put you before them in a kangaroo court. So it should be stopped and discontinued totally.
Representative John Petersburg expressed concern, saying a traffic stop for expired license tabs is an effective way to determine whether a driver has insurance.
This is really problematic in trying to keep not only the public safe, but also to make sure that we have insurance coverage so that we're...
See, that's property. You see, they get this person, this Republican, he's talking about property protection. Insurance. That's money in somebody's pocket, as he's talking about. That's not an intelligent, and that is a European diversion.
In an accident, they could be held accountable.
And State Representative Pat Garofalo had concerns.
Representative Becker Finn, I'll be voting no on your amendment, but I do think that there is a longer conversation we could have about the overall for when law enforcement entities are stopping people as they're walking or driving. And I think that's a serious conversation to have. Certainly current events are driving this conversation right now, and you should be commended for, even though I'm voting against your amendment. You
see that double talk? Well, I can't help you get the political power, but I agree with you. It's fucking racist ass double talk. And I'll end with this racist picture.